guys, sorry to cut you off, Brett.
When are you going to post
I
it?
do believe that Fred Gwynn is Darth Dawkins, and he is here. We're gonna bring him in. So darwindeity@gmail.com. Here we go. So go ahead, Brett. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, now that you're having him in here and all that, that'll probably be the end of the conversation for about 2 hours.
Well, nope. He'll follow. He's gonna follow all of our rules and be nice, Darth Dawkins.
Oh goodness, I don't know about that, Raging. You haven't had a lot of encounters with him, have you?
Only one. Oh, shit.
Don't get me wrong. I love this guy,
sorry, Jesus is Lord. I just totally did the wrong thing. Sorry, dude.
Yo, Brett, are you gonna re-upload that to your YouTube channel? Or no?
Re-upload what?
The Kent Hovind discussion.
It's over on minds.com/Brett Keane. People can watch it over there.
Yeah, I know.
Darwin's Deity.
I might do that.
Well, since you're familiar with Pastor Anderson, Mr. Keene, I would strongly recommend you watch the sermon that he preached about a year ago called The Age of the Earth. And so, since you're a Christian, I would assume that you would sort of be open to that sermon, because he does use the genealogies in the Bible to calculate the age of the earth. And if Jesus is Lord is also interested in that, he can also check that out. I'll leave the link in the chat.
Well, I'll definitely check it out. I'm very open-minded. I know a guy by the name of Nephilim Free who is really, really into all that kind of stuff as well. It's just, it makes the earth too short. And if you ask a person who's a young earth creationist the question, how old do you think the universe is? They usually tie the age of the universe with the same age. And I'm sorry, but that's preposterous. It just really is.
You really can't make that 6,000-year-old Earth thing work if you know anything about cosmology or the universe. The speed of light, for instance, debunks that pretty quickly.
Right, but I'm definitely open-minded, Mr. Rationale. I'll listen to people. I listen to people who think they come from monkeys, so it's all good.
Actually, nobody thinks they come from monkeys, Brett. You've been at this for 10 years. You should know that by now.
That's just a joke. I'm just being silly. Hey, Mr. Gwynn.
Ahoy.
You are Darth Dawkins, right?
Yes, I am.
Your microphone's messed up, Mr. Dawkins. You got to fix it. You sound like you're speaking to an AM radio.
All right, yeah, we'll let him fix that. I'm going to say real quickly, we're being nice to each other. So civil conversation, no filibustering the conversation, please. Open Discord, open exchange of ideas. We're being very nice to each other. I'm going to step away and get a beer. We will let Mr. Evolution False introduce himself.
Well,
let's see if this microphone's working.
Is it working now?
Here, let me turn up my speakers and try talking so you can see what you sound like. You might have to reload and reactivate. Yeah, he's probably going to reactivate his mic and then come back in. That's the only way to do it in a Hangout. All right, now try it.
So, should be working now.
No, you still sound like you're going to an AM radio. Click at the top where it says settings and make sure your microphone's activated.
Sometimes you accidentally connect with computer audio unless you're using.
All right, how about now?
No, it still sounds like you're in an AM radio.
You just might have a shitty mic.
No, he's great. There you go.
Good now.
You're good. You sound great now. Yeah, all right, folks, I am going to be quiet and listen to the conversation. This will be entertaining.
All right, don't be too quiet, Brett.
Hey, quick question, Brett. Have you ran into Darth Dawkins? Does he come on your Discord servers?
Oh, I've talked to him many, many times. As I said, I like him. The only thing I've gotten on to him about is things that he knows between me and him, but he's a good guy. Go ahead with you guys' conversation.
Girly friends calling. I gotta leave for a sec.
Oh, you're missing out on a treat. You should come back, Mr. Rationale.
Oh, he's coming back. Go ahead, Evolution False.
Okay,
we've got a lot of allies here. I think you'll get along with Guzman and Jesus is Lord. So what's up, man?
What I'd like to know from you is how do you support atheism, the denial of the existence of God?
It's just the conclusion I've come to.
Yeah. How did you do so?
I just started thinking about it. Like, I just started asking myself questions like, if I were to see it today, like, why don't we see angels today? Like they did back then. Things seem to be different. I'm not. I think somebody might have a playback on. I'm getting a bit of an echo, but I don't know. You just start thinking like, well, why don't people, bring demons out of people anymore? Like why don't people?
That's not addressing the question. The question is your position as an atheism entails the falsity of all. Yeah, your position. You're talking about demons in the Bible. I didn't ask you about that. I asked you about your position of atheism. Atheism entails the falsity of an absolute creator God. How do you defend or how do you account that there is no absolute creator God?
Rage, hold on 1 second, guys. Raging, you might be getting your delay and echo from having the outside broadcast open, but you've got it quiet and you can still hear it. You may want to turn that all the way down.
Yeah, mine is muted, so I think somebody might. I'm getting a bit of something. Maybe Darth, you have something playing in. I don't know. It seemed to happen once you came on. But it's not that bad, so it's we're more than good.
Okay, continue on, guys. I was just trying to help you. Go ahead.
Okay, how do you support the contention that God does not exist?
I was trying to explain just the kind of things I was thinking about that got me away from God. Like, why doesn't why it, like, say, obviously I must be infested with demons to say the things I say. So why don't people that are infused with the Holy Ghost come to my house and get those demons out of me so I don't believe it anymore?
Yeah, well, that doesn't answer my question.
Well, I'm just saying that those are the thoughts that led me to atheism. Yeah. Thoughts like that. I'm not, I just got in a big heated conversation with Praise That I Am about my morality and all that stuff. I'm not trying to have a dumpster fire here. When I was really hoping to actually ask you some questions, because I just want to know about you. Is that okay?
Yeah, but I'd still like an answer to my question. Since you're the raging atheist, you must have a rational justification behind your raging, right? Otherwise, isn't your raging irrational?
The reason I rage is based upon personal experiences I've had with Christians. That's why I rage.
Yeah, well, then you would be raging at Christians. You're the raging atheist. So I'd like to know, how did you determine that no creator God exists? It's a simple question. Do you have an answer?
I did. I explained that. Because I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in magic.
I understand that you don't believe in magic. I'd like to know how you know that there is no creator God.
I just do. All right, let's I don't know.
You don't have a rational justification for your atheism?
So you're kind of doing exactly what Brett warned me that you was going to do, but that's fine. We'll make this
about your atheism. That's all I'm doing.
I explained it to you.
No, you didn't. You told me you don't believe in magic.
Darth is being Darth.
You're not telling me how you know there's no God. I'd like to know the answer to that.
How do you know magic into the lab just like James Randi does, and then maybe I'll.
Okay. Yeah, I conduct a conversation with one person at a time. If you want to take me on, the other guy, what's his name? Atheist. What's your full screen name?
No, listen here, yo. All right, so we're having an open conversation. Everybody's free to talk. And if you don't, you can leave. And if you want to have, I did reach out to you to have a solo conversation. You didn't respond to me. So you can leave right now if you don't want to come into this format. But we are having a good, positive conversation, dude. We've all been getting along. Nobody's been filibustering the conversation. I've let the Christians speak. I'm kind of just so far been playing kind of like moderator type role here. You want to make it about me. I explained myself. I'm not going to go into an hour-long diatribe with you. If you want to do that, then we will do it on a solo instance and not in a group conversation. Is that okay?
Okay, all right. So do any of the other atheists have a rational justification for their atheism?
Honestly, you could probably put me more on the agnostic atheist camp. You know, that Dawkins scale. I'm probably a 6, kind of like a weak atheist. One thing you can't convince me of is that any man-made creation of a god creature has any validity. The history and science can very easily show you all of the flaws within Christianity. You basically say the same thing for every other.
Yeah, well, there's a problem with your position.
There's this thing called meme theory, right? What you can find is that every religion is been adapted from ideas of other religions.
You don't know that. You're speculating.
The flood theory, for
Well,
instance,
let him speak.
based off of the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is actually based off another flood history account that occurred about 1,000 years before it.
Yeah, that doesn't just give me a rational justification for your atheism. All you're simply doing is attempting to critique.
Okay.
Am I going to get an opportunity to respond to him or not?
No, no, because I want to have an opportunity to ask you the same question. How do you defend rationally
I'd like to respond to the gentleman first.
No, you asked us. We both responded. How do you justify your atheism? How do you justify your atheism to Odin?
How do I justify? Atheism entails the position that no creator God exists. So I'm not an atheist.
You don't believe in Odin, do you?
Okay, that's not atheism. Not believing. You want an answer? Or you want to overtalk me, or shall I leave? Okay.
You leave. Please leave.
I'm answering.
I am actually.
I'm attempting to answer you. I'm attempting to answer you.
All right,
okay?
answer.
What you're giving is a typical atheist line that your atheism is just belief in one more or less God than we do. Well, that's not what atheism is. Atheism is the denial of any and all creator gods. So by definition, I cannot be an atheist. Okay.
Well, by that definition, I give the possibility that there's a creator God. Me and Brett discussed that earlier today, or earlier in this same here conversation. I granted that possibility. So I guess I'm an atheist by your definition of it.
No, it's a standard definition.
But I don't believe in a single deity. I'm atheistic towards every single deity. So how can you justify you being an atheist to every other deity besides
I'm not an atheist.
Yahweh?
I've already explained to you the error of that reasoning. Atheism is not okay. I'm trying to explain it. You want to have a civil conversation. I'm trying to explain to you by what you just said is false. Atheism.
You understand this is why nobody lets you on their channel, right?
Listen to me, dude. You asked me a question. I'm trying to respond to you. Okay.
All right, go for it.
Atheism is not the disbelief in some gods. Atheism is the disbelief and rejection of all gods. Since I believe in one creator God, by definition, I cannot be an atheist. What you are simply repeating is what is called an atheist meme. Atheists just believe in one more or less God than everyone else. Well, that's ridiculous. If you go to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, you go to the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy and other encyclopedias of philosophy, atheism entails the rejection and disbelief of all gods. Under that definition, I'm not an atheist, okay? Everyone, in order to be coherent, is going to have to disbelieve in some gods because some gods or most gods are mutually exclusive with other gods. So I can't possibly coherently and logically be an atheist. Now, to the gentleman on the left of my screen with the red hat, okay? Now, I asked you what your justification for atheism was, and all you did was give me a critique about the Bible. Okay, even if you thought you were successful in critiquing the Bible, that still doesn't. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
Hey, we have all been respectful here until you got here.
Yeah, I'm not being disrespectful.
You are.
I'm not being disrespectful.
Show respect.
No, he just started over talking me.
Of course, because that's what you're doing, dude.
Okay,
that's the only way you can get it's the only way you can get a word in edgewise.
Listen, dude. I have better things if you want to overtalk me. I'm asking him a question.
Just go, dude.
Okay. Now, atheist with the red hat, all you did was give me a critique of the Bible. That does not address the question of how you account for your position that there is no creator God. Now, you mentioned that you're kind of like an agnostic. Well, if you lack belief in a God, then it necessarily follows from that God does not exist, because your position is that you're making no assertion about ultimate reality. But when you claim to possess the fact, let me finish, please. I'll ask you a simple question. Is it your position that you're making no claim about ultimate reality, whether there is or is not a God.
How about I answer your question instead of answering that one?
I'd like that question answered, please.
If there were any sort of creator God character that might exist in some fundamental way, there would be some sort of influence here on the natural world that would be
That's not an answer to
in
my
a lab.
question.
Actually, that is a answer to your question.
No, it's a response. It's not an answer to my question. Do you need me to repeat the question?
It's the argument of absence. I mean, if you don't want to.
Did you need me to repeat the question?
I gave you a justification.
So, hey, Brett,
Okay.
chill out.
My question to you.
Brett.
Yeah, what's up there, handsome?
How the fuck do I boot this motherfucker out of here, dude?
You actually can mute him. You should just be able to scroll right over his screen, maybe.
Okay.
And
I mean, I'm serious. I'm so already sick of this
you
shit.
invite me on your show to dialogue, and then you act like a clown and you overtalk me. And when I'm trying to speak to your other guests, when you back out at defending your atheism, when I go to speak
I was enjoying my conversation with Guzman. I tried to invite
you. Shouldn't have invited me on the show then.
Well, I'm trying to get your ass out of here. Brett? How do I do it?
Well, then you shouldn't be inviting me in the first place.
Shut up, Evolution False.
Yeah, listen. If you're going to invite somebody on to discuss atheism, you shouldn't just immediately remove them. That's clownish, right? That's not how you do a program.
I just want to get back to the actual good conversation I was having. If you want to speak to me, or if you want to have me and Atheist Rationale on, so you can go on this fucking diatribe, that's fine. I would rather get back to the respectful conversation I was having with Guzman. I was enjoying that conversation. I was enjoying my conversation with Brett. I was enjoying my conversation with Jesus.
Oh, gee, wow. How did I get the link?
No,
how did I get the link?
Well, because I made it clear that you had to follow the rules of the conversation we were having. We were being nice to each other. Brett warned me about you, and he actually likes you. But I just want you gone, dude. Leave, and if you want to have a conversation with just me, we can go back and forth again. That's fine. I did try to reach out to you.
Thanksgiving at your house in November must be great. You invite the family over for Thanksgiving, and they show up and say, "Oh, no turkey, go home." You're a clown. Okay, well, please, you invited me on your show. I'm trying to have a conversation, and now you dump on me. You're
this is why you have to change your name over and over, because you're Darth Dawkins, and this is what you do, and nobody wants this shit. I don't want this shit. You're just trying to trigger the raging atheist when I'm having a very good conversation. Just leave.
We talked before, then you shouldn't have invited me on the show.
Well, I'm sorry for that. I'm really, really, really fucking sorry for that. All right, he's gone. God.
Now, I have to warn you.
I finally figured it out, guys. I finally figured it out.
Raping, the fun's not over now, unfortunately. He is what is referred to as a sniper. Your chat is probably going to go bye-bye now.
Oh, hopefully not. Can I eject him from the chat?
Oh, yeah,
it won't work. He can snipe you from outside the room now because you let him in. I warned you.
Yeah, you did. You did. I got to give Brett Keane credit. Brett Keane tried to give me plenty of warning about what was about to transpire.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the future, let this be a lesson to you that Brett Keane is always right at all times.
What do you mean by snipe, though, Brett? Do you mean just like jump back into the chat, or what?
He doesn't have to come back into the chat. He's now going to be able to snipe every one of us until the room is dead and crashed.